Now to our series, Raising Good Men. ABC's Deborah Roberts sat down with a group of 18 to 22-year-olds for a candid conversation about coming of age during a time of widespread sexual harassment allegations. And Deborah, boy, you had some interesting conversations.
Very interesting, Michael. And this is the group that we really want to pay attention to because they're about to step out into the world with a new and evolving idea of what it means to be a man. They admit they're coping with the old stereotypes of being macho and tough, but it's clear that this generation has been raised a bit differently.
From Houston to Denver and now New York City, learning from our oldest young men.
Responsible, respectful, love, value, humble.
These guys sharing the values of a good man.
Being a good man just really comes down to being a good person.
It's pretty much making a conscious effort to check in with your humility.
And where did your ideas come from about what it is to be a good man?
We sort of take examples and then try to be better versions of what we see.
At Hunter College's Roosevelt House Public Policy Institute, a window into what it takes to raise responsible and caring men. Even with their parents listening in from a separate room, these guys share honest moments from their lives.
How many of you here, guys, or maybe even participate in that kind of locker room talk, that kind of disrespectful talk? Be honest.
I mean, I think it's hard because when you're made the odd one out like that, it's like everybody can gang up on you and, you know, emasculate you in some way. All of a sudden, then you give people opportunity to bring you down.
A saying always stuck with me that a man treats his wife how he treats his mother. That type of thinking always shaped how I spoke about women, and I didn't view them as objects. I viewed them as my equal.
Dr. Harold Koplowitz, president of New York's Child Mind Institute, has worked with teens for decades.
There's a very big difference between young men who are between 18 and 22 and older men who, let's say, are above 40 years of age. A lot of these guys have grown up with a different sensibility.
It's understanding that there's a whole world out there of kids that never truly grew up. You have to understand there's people out there in positions of power that don't understand even where you're coming from.
These guys admit that one pressing issue they face is alcohol consumption.
When you hear about sexual assault, it revolves around alcohol. Have any of you either witnessed or known or even been involved in a situation where maybe you're intoxicated and it's murky and you're wondering whether it's right or not? Is it your responsibility to sort of step in?
Yes, absolutely. I think for some reason we can't get in our heads that good people can do bad things. And I think once we get that in our heads, we can become more comfortable calling out people, especially if alcohol is involved.
Like, you want to check on your friends to make sure they're okay, because people change when they're drunk.
These young men are very conscious that lots of things are going on in the world that are disconcerting to them, and yet they're able to separate what other people are doing versus what they know they should do.
The onus of responsibility is on men to make a change and to address these issues, even when it seems like it may be socially uncomfortable to do it at that time.
Later, we invite the parents in.
What's the hardest part about raising a young man and a responsible young man today?
When you are a dad who wants your son to look up to you, and you know that the best way to impart some of these lessons is by sharing mistakes you made along the way, in the hopes that they will learn the reverse lesson of doing better.
I look forward to the day when they're not special, when this is what men really are all about.
When this is the norm, these young men give us reason for hope. They're allowing themselves to reveal their emotions and to step into situations with women when they feel something is abusive or unfair. Most of them have parents in their lives, Michael. Some of them single parents, caring adults who are offering some guidance. One of them, River, says he often thinks about, how do I want my mother to be treated when he's approaching a woman? So they're really thoughtful guys.
Very thoughtful, and I'm always amazed at this series because they're so open, you know, to you in front of the camera and everything else, but they're proactive as well, because one of these young men, he started a young men's action group.
Which is really amazing. I mean, these are 20-year-old guys. Khalil from NYU has started a group called MARS, Men Against Rape and Sexual Assault. Basically, he's saying men can't sit on the sidelines. We've got to be a part of this discussion. We've got to make this a men's issue, too. It's not just about women calling men out. It's about men joining the fight to help change things.
And our audience, they love this series as well. And we have Patty Love on Facebook. She writes, Love this series. Shows how learning how to be a good citizen of the world starts early and requires frequent check-in discussions. Now, we've also got a lot of comments. They say, okay, you've done the raising good men. What about raising good women?
Well, we're going to talk about that. And I think we need to have men and women sit together as well. So we want to talk to women. We've done it before. We'll do it again. And also have men and women talk. Because where do we go from here? That's the next conversation.
That's the next conversation. Well, thank you for bringing this to us, Deborah.
Oh, always great.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.